Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Zander Foster, and today I'm going to my endocrinologist. If you don't know what an endocrinologist is, essentially they deal with your endocrine system, your hormones. It is the doctor that prescribes my testosterone since I am transgender. If you didn't know that, newsflash. It's just a follow-up, probably going to get blood work done. She's gonna ask me a bunch of questions about my emotions and my relationships. Looking forward to that. Have a good day.
All right. Peace out.
Make a friend. Here's the deal, guys. I just got out of my endocrinologist appointment. I have Spanish class at 11, and I'm not gonna get home until 11:10, and then I need to get my school and go to school, which is 10 minutes away. I'm going to be about 15 to 20 minutes late for Spanish class. That's great, love that. My endocrinologist appointment went really well. We talked about upping my dose because my menstruation cycle has been popping back up and then disappearing. She also talked about putting me on a progesterone pill, which basically would stop my period and give me an even level of progesterone, which is a female hormone. I didn't really like the sound of that because I don't want a bunch of progesterone running rampant in my body. That doesn't sound great. Honestly though, I might consider it if my cycle doesn't stop because that's hard. She talked about upping my dose, which I always like, but it's not always the right answer. When I first started testosterone, I sort of just wanted as much testosterone as possible, as quick as possible. Every time I had an endo appointment, I would walk into it with the intention of upping my dose. And now that I've been on testosterone for over 2.5 years, that's not really what I'm after anymore. I think raising my dose incrementally and very strategically helped me out a lot. Now, I think the way that I process, especially emotions, and deal with them is a lot more masculine, but I wouldn't be able to process that change if it happened drastically, if it happened really quickly. I know y'all probably don't want to hear me talk about it, but this was the first appointment that she didn't look at my junk since I started testosterone. And I was surprised. I mean, stuff's still happening down there. I guess she doesn't need that for her notes. They do blood work in my doctor's office, and since I haven't eaten this morning and I haven't done my shot yet, they just did the blood work in-house, which was rad. The woman who did my blood work was really nice. We were chatting for a while and she kind of made my day. Everyone in that office actually is really kind and really gentle. I've never been tentative to doctors the way that I am to dentists. Like, I hate the dentist. Like, the idea of going to the dentist gives me anxiety. The thought of a dentist makes me want to take a permanent nap. Since I do self-injections every week, and the worst thing a doctor can do is like give you a shot, I'm not tripping. As of right now, I'm not going on the progesterone pill. I will definitely keep you guys updated if that is something that I'm seriously considering. One thing that my endo did talk to me about was the sort of misconceptions about testosterone and infertility, and how when I started testosterone, there wasn't a lot of data about trans men and being on hormones, and so it was just sort of assumed that you're on hormones for a while and you become infertile. And I talked to her about my cycle and maybe getting a hysterectomy in the near future, and she told me that it's very likely that I can still have biological children and that things down there are still working. And I know I don't want to carry a child. I've never had the desire to use my womb. That's a weird thing to say. But just knowing that there's a possibility that I could have a biological child, like I could get one of my eggs fertilized and have a child that way is, I don't know, it's kind of rad. When I started hormones, I essentially said goodbye to the chance of having biological children, and it was worth it to me at the time and still is. If I can't have children because I need to medically transition, that's worth it to me because I'm gonna have kids, you know, and whether I get them from someone else or halfway across the world or myself, they're going to be my kids, and I'm not really worried about that. But the fact that that's an option, or may be an option, is rad. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like, hearing her say that and hearing her talk about how I could have biological children was a surprise, honestly. I am still seriously considering having a hysterectomy. The negative side of that is if I get a full hysterectomy, I'll have to be on hormones for the rest of my life. Like, you can't function without any sex hormones, and so if your uterus isn't there and it's not producing anything, then you have to have artificial hormones, which I'm not too worried about because I plan to be on testosterone for the rest of my life. What I am worried about is we don't have the research to show us the long-term effects of being on testosterone. So that's where I'm at. I was right, she did ask me a lot of questions about my relationships and my emotions and school. Because testosterone messes with your mental state, not necessarily in a bad way, it just changes it in a lot of ways. A lot of these follow-up appointments with my endocrinologist about testosterone, ooh, a pretty lake. A lot of these follow-up appointments with my endocrinologist involve a lot of talking about my mental state and talking about my emotions and like how I'm doing emotionally and mentally. And also, she's my doctor, and part of her job is to make sure that the stuff that she's giving me, you know, the hormones that she's giving me, isn't f***ing me up. I got back, I'm going to school now. I hope you guys enjoyed this little vlog of me going to the endo. If you did, make sure to give the video a like, leave me a comment, question, or concern down below. And if you want to see more from me in the future, then subscribe. Stay sweet.